Lab After Dark is starting soon.
When I talk with the music, does it sound bad? I hate StreamYard so much. It sounds okay. It sounds clear. All right, take it back. Oh yeah. Interesting. As long as I sound clear, that's all I care about. Let me see. You sent me. Sorry. I'm sorry. Melissa, you sent me an email? Sound is Josh approved. As long as it's Josh approved.
Lab After Dark is starting soon.
Right.
Well, you opened that Pandora's door.
'49ers got their shiznit rizocked. Man, that was bad. I was all excited to sit down and watch it. You know, I'm a Steeler fan, but you know, I'm from Northern California.
Getting down to feed or whatever, you know.
So everybody I know pretty much is a 49er fan. And wow. What a horrible game. I was excited to watch it too. I was like, "Oh, okay. I'm gonna watch the football game." I don't know. I think that's what it ended up being. I stopped watching up at the start of the third quarter. It was pretty unbelievable that there's that much of a discrepancy in a NFL playoff game. I mean, it was very shocking, but wow. Welcome to Lab After Dark. I'm your host, Joshua Diaz. They were playing against the Seattle Seahawks, who are, I mean, they're pretty good. It was bad, yeah. It was a terrible game to watch. I don't know. Did any of you see? And I know like this isn't a big football crowd, and that's fine. But did anybody see the end of the Broncos? Who was it? Broncos Buffalo Bills game. What a way to end that was. I mean, that was not an interception. To have a season end like that, you know, I think it's to go to like the AFC. I don't know. It was crazy. It was crazy. But anyway, welcome to Lab After Dark. I'm your host, Joshua Dees, at least for another 2 weeks, I think. I'm not really sure what the optics are on that. Oh, my son's happy that he's a big Seattle fan. Well, if he's a Seattle fan, he is going to be in heaven after that game. That was bad. You know, it was just a shitty game from the start. I mean, the opening kickoff was returned for a touchdown, and then it was just all downhill from there. J Lo, what's happening? Good to see you. How are you? Thank you, Melissa. Yeah, I haven't checked my email much today, but I will later. Yeah, I'm gonna change it to the Glizzy Goblin. And Jerry Lynn, good to see you. How are you? Marlena won $40 on. You won $40, huh? Miss Kelsey. Glizzy Goblin. That was given to me. That was bestowed upon me by some friends of ours. Apparently, I have this reputation that I just house hot dogs and corn dogs and, you know, shit like that. When in fact, I absolutely don't. I mean, it's quite the opposite. Although God knows that I would love a good hot dog or a good corn dog. But fact of the matter is, I don't eat that shit. I wish I did, though. Golly, I wish I did. I got to tell you that I'm like eating the same stuff like almost every day. Just like today, I made like I don't even know how many pounds of teriyaki chicken. It was a lot of teriyaki chicken. And some brown rice and asparagus. And I do not like asparagus at all. It's disgusting. But I made a ton. Let me show you. I think I took a picture. Because, I mean, oh, thank you. Let me show you. I'll show you a little chicken here. Who wants to see? Look at this. I mean, this is Chef Boyardee's right there. Look at that. Tell me that chicken doesn't look perfect. That's perfect looking chicken. No, it's no canned chicken. It's fantastic. It'll even taste better tomorrow, to be honest with you. But it's what I had for dinner, and yeah, I can cook some chicken. So anyway, that's what the band kind of hippie. It really is good. I got to be honest with you. I marinated overnight, and then I do my thing the next day. It's got to sit, like it's got to marinate in the cold refrigerator for at least 15, 16 hours. It's just got to sit in an airtight friggin' Tupperware container and marinate. Like it has to marinate, or it's just, then it's just, shitty chicken. I saw somebody tell me the other day. I heard somebody tell me the other day, and I won't say who it was. It was my sister. That she's like, "Have you tried the 15-minute marinade?" I was like, 15 minutes? Are you out of your mind? 15 minutes? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. You know. Just your first day here? Baby kisses? First day? First day at Lab After Dark? First day? New to the channel? Are you new? I don't think you are. I don't think you're new. I think you know the answer to that. I think you know the answer to that. You love soaking fish, soaking it in milk overnight. Oh my God. That just made me nauseous. Oh. Soaking it in milk? Oh my God. I've seen people do that with like ribeyes and stuff. But no, I don't know. No fish. No fish. No. Never. Sure. J-Lo teriyaki is delicious. I think so. Rinse it off, then deep fry it. The whole thing just sounds horrendous, to be honest with you. Does it take away the fishy smell? Does it take away the fishy taste? Does it somehow end up tasting like I don't know, something other than fish? I will not try it. I will not. But thank you. I don't mean to be rude, but I will not try it. I'm just going to be honest with you. You know, when people used to say things like, "Oh yeah, you should try this sometime," and I used to go, "Yeah, okay, maybe I will. Maybe I will." When I knew that I had no intention of ever doing it, but now when somebody says, "Oh, you should try it sometime," and I go, No, I'm not going to do that, but thank you. Yeah. You know, they go, "Oh yeah, you got to try this. You know, you got to," and I'm like, "Yeah, oh yeah. You got to try it. Make sure to try." And, you know, the head nodding stops, and then it goes, no. I made a decision a long time ago. That was part of my sort of my renaissance, you know, is that I would stop saying that I was going to, like, if I don't want to do something, like I'm not going to do it. I mean, it's probably a really terrible way to be. And, you know, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's not like a popular thing or a popular way to be. But I just, you know, look, I mean, there's certain things in life that you have to do. But, you know, if somebody wants you to try something and you don't want to try it, then don't. If there's something that you don't want to do, you know, but then you get into the whole thing of, well, if it makes somebody happy, or, you know, it's just like, what about me? Like going to the opera with somebody sounds awful. I know Dr. Gary says that he wants to take me to the opera. I don't want to do that. I probably would because I've never been, but I don't want to. And I will not make any, like, I won't make a concession to say that, like, I'd be looking forward to it. I absolutely would not be looking forward. Matter of fact, it would be one of the worst. I would be devastated that I was doing it. I mean, if I committed to it, you know, I would do it, but, you know, I wouldn't be like, yeah, are you looking forward to going to the opera? No. But I'm going to go. Like if somebody invited me over for dinner and they said, come on over, we're having fish. I'm not sure what I would do. I don't know if I would just say, you know what, I'm probably not going to come. Or I would say, I'll come and I'll bring a Lunchable or something. Yeah, you know, I'll make myself a sandwich before. You know, something like that. Oh my God, Dr. Gary would hate a baseball game more than I would. Yeah, I mean, look, yeah, it's a quid pro quo, but still, at the same time, I would say I tested positive for COVID. Yeah, but then you'd end up with COVID. That's how that works. Just the sides, eat the sides. Yeah, but then that's how you get food poisoning. Look, I got problems. Okay, I got major issues. My head hurts just thinking about it with the opera. How do you know you wouldn't like it if you have never been? What, the opera? Because I've heard opera music. I've seen it on TV. Putting me in that room is not going to change my opinion. I'm not going to go, oh my God, the cello was amazing tonight. Did you hear the cello runs that they were doing? Boom, 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 boom. And do, 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 do. Did you hear the brass section? You know, it's like, you get what I'm saying? Like I've seen it. I know I can feel the ambiance. It's not something that I'm going to go, hey, wow, you know, I don't like it by proximity. If I don't like it by proximity, you're not going to put me in the bowl of soup of opera and then all of a sudden I'm going to go, holy shit, I love this. Don't worry, Harry, I'll get him. But no, there's just no way. Never. It's not going to change my mind. I've heard opera music. I've seen it. I've just never been to the opera or orchestra or anything like that. I don't like opera music. I do not like orchestras. Well, depending on what the orchestra would play, but like, you know, I don't like classical music that much. And I'm not going to pretend to impress anybody. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to go, hey, I friggin' love do you like the opera? No. Once again, like if I had a daughter or a granddaughter that was into ballet, or a son for that matter, and they were into it, I would go and I would support, you know, and I would probably enjoy that because, you know, my child or my grandchild or whoever was doing it. But no, to go to the ballet on my own, holy shit. That would be terrible. That would be one of the worst things. Broadway musicals, some of that stuff I would like. You know, have you seen Cats on Broadway? It's amazing. I mean, I don't know if it is. Like I would like the one thing I would like to do, and I don't think they do it anymore. I'm not even sure if they're still alive. I know one of them got attacked by one of the tigers, but with Siegfried and Roy, the gay lion tamers, who just so happened to have met each other in life, and they were both into lion taming and into being gay, which is like a story that needs to be studied and written about because I don't know how, and that's before Craigslist. That's before, you know, Tinder. That's before, you know, dating sites. I have no idea how to lie. I've thought about this way more than I probably should have, and I'm so happy that they found each other in life. But I don't I just don't know how something like that happens. I have no idea. It's amazing. Talk about right place, right time. I mean, imagine this conversation. Hey, my name's Siegfried, or whatever it is. Siegfried. You know, I'm out on the name right away. But he's like, my name's Roy. Like, hey, how you doing, buddy? Doing great. Do you happen to like lions and tigers? And yeah, you know, I tame them. Really? Me too. Wow. You don't happen to be gay, do you? Matter of fact, I am. Wow. This is awesome. It's just it's an amazing story. I'm not sure that's exactly how it went, but guess what we can do? We can combine our hobby and our preferences in life and just make them into one big money-making machine. Yeah. Thank you, God, for sending me my lion taming partner. It's amazing. I'm jealous. I'm actually a little jealous of that. It's great. It's a great thing. No idea how something like that happens. I think about it probably more than I should. At least 3 or 4 times a year, I go, God, I can't believe they met like that. And it was amazing. Like there can't be like a more by fate chance. Oh, they met on a gay cruise ship. Still, though, then to be into like lion taming. Siegfried. Did they both? Are they dead? Siegfried and Roy were famous Las Vegas magic duo known for their elaborate shows with white tigers, but their career ended after a tiger attack in 2003 severely injured Roy Horn, leading to retirement. They died. One died from COVID complications, pancreatic cancer. Wow. Can't have it all. Guy's name was Siegfried, too. Siegfried. That's a crazy name. What the hell? Look at this photo. You got to see this photo that I just found of them. I love this. That is amazing. Amazing, dude. Look at that. Dude, that is top-notch lion taming stuff. Look at that. Even the tiger or whatever that is that a tiger? Even the tiger looks kind of gay too. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I fully support it. Love is love. Yeah, their makeup is on point. The hair, the makeup, the open chest. Like I could never pull off the open. I could never do that, you know. I couldn't pull that off. I couldn't pull anything in this. I couldn't even be the cat in the photo. There's nothing about that photo that I could pull off. You know, I wish I could, but I can't. Look at that. What the? That's awesome. Mom, I found my forever. Really? Guess what? He's into lion taming and magic tricks too. Freddie Mercury did what? Yeah, but the lion, like they're lion tamers or whisperers or whatever. I don't know exactly what they did. Remember when Clark was turned into a tiger? I do remember that. Yeah, I do. Unfortunately, it's a great movie. More importantly, they talked the tigers to believe in themselves too. Did they? They believed in themselves. You would have to. You would have to believe in yourself. I mean, what a road to travel. Let me go back here. Let's see. Siegfried and Roy. Very bright. Let's see here. Dun, 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 ba-dum, boom. We're going to learn a little something about Siegfried right here because for some reason I just can't not. Siegfried and Roy. Siegfried Fischerbacher and Roy Horn. I mean, the names couldn't be any more different. You know, those tigers were inbred and kind of R-worded. Well, I mean, if the tiger, I don't think you have to say the R word if you're actually describing a medical condition. Because, I mean, it's a real word. Like one time I told my son that something was fire retardant and he would like started giggling and then he's like, you can't say that. I said, say what? You can't say retardant. Like, why can't I say that? Because it's like, it's not a good word. And I said, it just means like, whatever. You know, you can't say fire retardant, Dad. And then I told him he was fire retardant. And then he's like, I'm telling. All right, whatever, dude. Whatever, dude. I don't care. Fire retardant. But I don't know. I don't know what that means, though. All right, let me read what this says here. Siegfried Fischerbacher? Fishbacker? Fishbacker? Team Fischerbacher. Fischerbacker? I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird name. But, you know, they lived the life, man. They lived it. It's a weird name. Oh, the whole story's crazy. I don't know. I get caught on stuff like that sometimes for no good reason, you know. Baking fish. Fishenbachers. Orville, yeah, exactly. Orville Fischenbacher. Siegfried Fischenbacher. It's a brand of popcorn. That sound like a popcorn machine? Oh, God. Just unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's weird the magician didn't start the whole cat thing. Yeah, like there's some things just can't be explained, unfortunately. Something's wrong with my camera. Got a show tomorrow night on the lab with Dr. Gary and Jody Plachey, I think is how you say his name. I think. And so that'll be, I know I can't really, I can't do it. It's like, I'm going to hurt myself. Let me see. Mary has been a member for 18 months. Thank you, Mary. Kelly K. Member for 12 months. Thank you so much. 34 months, J-Lo. And Miss Kelsey, generous as always. Thank you so much for gifting 10 Lab After Dark memberships. Yeah, so amazing. It does kind of sound like it's slow, but like that's when it starts. Like it does. It's not constantly like doing that, you know. It would be a funny prank to use a voice changer when calling in. Calling in where? Like to the show? Like what to a call-in show? I don't know. I think I'd catch on to that. It was like somebody that did it on T-Rev's show one time. Remember that? That was funny as hell. So funny. Who brings a random cheetah on a cruise? Siegfried or Roy? One of the two. I don't know, man. Who knows? Siegfried and Roy. It's ridiculous. Let me see here. Oh, movie recommendation for you guys as well. If you have not seen The Rip on Netflix, it's definitely worth a watch. It was good. I like Ben Affleck and I like Matt Damon. And who else? Well, those are the only two people that it was the Stephen Yang from the hell's that? So The Walking Dead was in it. Oh, and the coach from Friday Night Lights was in it. It was a good movie. Yeah, see, I always feel bad. I feel bad for like animals like that in captivity. What'd you think? Did you like it? I thought it was really good. I thought it was really good. Yeah, the coach. I forgot his name. The head coach, not his. I didn't forget his name on Friday Night Lights, but I forgot his name. Chandler something. I think he's a good actor. I always feel bad for animals that are in Kyle Chandler. That's right. A handsome man. Very handsome man. So anyway, I don't know. Do any of you know the guest that I'm having on tomorrow? So I'm sure some of you heard his story from the interview room before, and he also has a book out that I don't know how long the book's. I'm sure it's been out quite some time because so but that should be interesting. It'll be different. There at some point, depending on how it goes, we may open up the phone lines to people ask questions. But yeah, it should be interesting. And I got to say, after the announcement, not last night, but the night before, I believe that's when it was. I received a lot of email, very very supportive and sad, but all supportive. And I feel terrible. I truly do feel terrible. And I hear you. I'm listening. I understand. And I don't know what else to say about it. Other than I am sorry, that I don't like letting people down, and I fear that I have done that on some level. So I just wanted to say, but and I will get back to your emails as soon as I can. I certainly have been talking about it for years, but I've also never felt this level of conviction. I've never felt this level of conviction about it. I've never felt the overwhelmingness of it. And every time I would do it, I would kind of hope that it would go away. The feeling. And sometimes it did. Sometimes it did. And for a while. And I would kind of get rejuvenated and, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Recommitted, I guess you could say. And like I said, it would sometimes it would go away. And I thought that it was going to, and it just hasn't. It hasn't gone away. It's just like I don't know. It's hard to explain. But with that being said, I don't want to mope about it. I'm here till the end of the month on this channel. And we'll get in some geos and we'll do some shows. And but I will tell you. I will tell you that I am proud of this show in particular, probably the most proud of any show that I've ever done. It's the least I wouldn't say it's the least popular, but number wise it is, because and that's always been the intention of this show. It has never been it has never been about, getting a full room look, the room always feels full here to me. So but it's never been that. It's always been about me doing what I wanted to do, to talk about what I wanted to talk about, to run a show the way that I wanted to do it, and not have an agenda, no clickbait, no bullshit, breaking news. I don't do that anyway, but it was always to prove that there were people out there like you that enjoyed listening to somebody just talking about stuff, giving my opinion, and sometimes arguing with the chat about it. But that's what it always was. It was never about, did I dabble in some quote unquote drama? Sure, sometimes, but it was never something. It was never something that it was never like a continuous thing. And I was always fine with that. I didn't need something to talk about to go live. I had always felt like I never actually needed that, or a co-host, or, I didn't need drama, although we certainly have had some on here. But that's sort of the ebb and flow of the shows. But it was always just about doing a show where people could come and watch and, just chat and, have a good time. And I would just tell you about my thoughts on, stupid things like Siegfried and Roy. Like, you never know where that, like, I don't know. That wasn't like a pre-planned thing. But I've thought about it several times. I may have even talked about it on here before. Just stupid thoughts that I do. And sometimes, I talk about true crime over here, but that was never the basis, because I'm not a true crime aficionado, I guess you could say. I'm into true crime. I'm into current events. I'm not so much into politics, but that's really what I have always wanted to do here. And I think it's been a success. I think that it's been a success. I really, the way that I measure it is that it's been look. There are people in this chat that show up to this show that I see nowhere else ever. A lot of very exclusive people show up here, and I'm very proud of that. Also, there's a lot of people that show up here that are on other channels sometimes that aren't very active talking in other places that are very active here. And I'm proud of that too. And I'm very proud of that, you know. You know, it's something that I will always be proud of. You know. But yeah, and JLo, you're right. When I first started this show, I thought the whole point of it was going to be a super secret show. Like that's what it was. That was my whole goal. Super secret, late night, rambling show. And I remember thinking, you know, look, at this point, I don't know how many people will watch. I would assume that 20, 30. So and it was more than that. It always ended up being more than that, which is an amazing thing. You said you were quitting this channel before. I would say quitting. Leaving, I think, is more of a no, look, I mean, you said you were quitting this channel before and it came back, so is just the same thing. I doubt it. Probably not. Feels different. Very different, you know. But no, every time that I've ever came back was for you, not you specifically, but it was never for me. I'd been ready to walk away a handful of times, you know, from this channel specifically. And, you know, I'm not walking away from, like I said, I'm not walking away from the lab or YouTube in general or anything like that. But like I said, I've got some other opportunities that I want to explore. I want to do that. And, you know, so. But the reason that I always came back was not because I needed to or because I had to, but I wanted to because I don't like letting people down. And I don't like disappointing people. And that's, and I knew that I could do the show. I could do this show forever. You know, I thought even about rebranding it, about redoing it or reformatting it. And, you know, even that that never felt right either. That never felt good. But I know that a lot of people do appreciate this show, and I know that a lot of people appreciate this channel. You know. And that's sort of the something that I, like I said, that I'll always sort of miss. And I will miss it. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I think that you know, that we created something special here. Not just me, it is you as well. You as well. And also, you know, who says that, you know, on the lab that we can't do, you know, a late show here and there. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that we can't do that. What's busted radiator, dude? Who the hell is that? Who is that? Who is that? Yeah, I've thought about it. I prayed about it. I've slept on it. I fought it. I've fought the feeling. Oh God, yeah, yeah. Have fun listening to that. I fought the feeling for a long time, and but I'm not. But the thing is, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. I'll still have the lab, and like Dr. Gary's right. Like, you know, you go through ebb and flows. Although, you know, the reason that this channel was created, Dr. Gary, is to kind of counterbalance the darkness of stuff that was always talked about on the lab, and it has served its purpose more than I could ever explain. You know, I that was, like I said, yeah. Sometimes we have had some dark subjects on here, but I've always tried to keep it lighthearted. I've always tried to keep it lighthearted. You know. And so, but you know, and Miss Justice is right. I've said this before, and you know, I don't, barring some miracle, barring some I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I'll be on the lab. I've been a lab rat for 31 months. You do an excellent job entertaining. Send love, prayers, blessings, and wellness wishes. Don't go, please. I'm not going. No, like I said, the lab will still be here, and we'll still be doing shows over there. Still be doing shows over there. I mean, it's hard. It really is very difficult. You know, it's very difficult. 3 years. You know, it's been 3 years. This show has been 3 years. And like I said, I've had many shows before. Many shows, different podcasts, all of them have ended at some point. And Lab After Dark is no different. Lab After Dark is no different, you know. But it is different in a way because it is pretty special to me. I mean, this has been It'd been a project. It had been frustrating. It had been rewarding. It had been, you know, especially in this sector of YouTube, it is very hard to get an audience when you're not willing to consistently go after people, bash for cash, I guess you could say. And we've done that. We've done that night after night, 400 and something episodes. You know, and so we've done that. You know, it's special. It is special. It'll always be special to me. And right, yeah, look, there are certain people that I've had many problems with. You know, generally problems. You know, but not like real life problems. You know, but people that, you know, you beef with, and sometimes it's like it's lighthearted and funny, and you know you like to poke fun and say things, but you know I'm not willing to go to like certain depths and lengths, and you know I'm not live all the time. I'm not live every single day, and so. Well, so that's another thing. You're kind of outing what I was going to say is that there is that possibility that we will do some podcasts. Me, Peyton, Ryan, Lucas. And but I don't know where that would be uploaded. I can't see Dr. Gary. Am I blocked? I don't know. No, you know what though? To be honest with you, everybody's been very supportive. Everybody, even the ones the staunchest, you know. You know, the staunchest of the supporters, and of course you're blocked. Tell her so. Just kidding. I'm kidding. He said you're not blocked. His name's not Dr. Gary. It's, of course, it's Sherlock. Sherlock Watson. Do you think, Dr. Gary, do you think tomorrow that Sherlock Holmes will come up at some point? It's got to, right? I would hope so. Lighten up the lab. I think it'll come up too. Can I lighten up the lab? Hey, good to see you, Gypsy. Changes are hard as long as you're not leaving us. I'm cool with this. I'm not leaving. No. I would think that's probably, I think all that's probably going to come up at some point. I'm hideously predictable. I wouldn't say hideously, but hideous is such a staunch I mean, I would turn them off. Obviously, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not sure. Was the Sherlock? Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't figured that out. You know, if the channel's not here, then there would be no reason to have memberships. That would be disingenuous and wrong if I'm not creating any content. And by the way, the only sort of perk that you get on here from being a member is you get there are some members only things that you can watch. I don't know. Maybe that's how I'll upload the, you know, if we do the podcast once every week or two, maybe I'll upload it there to members only. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. You know, but there is members only stuff. Yeah, Dr. Gary, you're very surprising sometimes, to be honest. It's kind of funny. Yeah, maybe I will, you know, maybe I will. Like maybe do a premiere or something. I don't know. I mean, that would be that was sort of Peyton's idea. Yeah, we'll always make fun of him. We'll always make fun of him. Peyton's idea was, you know, when we were talking about it, was to do like a weekly hour-long podcast and upload them here. And I would be completely into that. That's something that I would like to do. I love to do stuff like that. And so maybe we will do that, you know. How many more shows? I think we worked it out to seven, something like that. Maybe I'll bust out Eminem's rap. Yeah. Documentary uploads, typically those will go on the lab just because there's a bigger audience. It's funny that you say that. I just saw a video of Eminem rapping, and it was like 2002, and he was with 50 Cent. And when you were watching it, there were no cell phones or anything. Nobody was holding up any cell phones or anything. But it at least seemed musically talented. Like it was musically, like there's some musical talent there. It's not like really, shit. I heard T-Rev is supposed to be moving to Florida, but I've seen no evidence that has happened. Nonsensical ravings. Yeah, I have seen that. I've seen some of that. It's hilarious. You do the done. Your husband says Eminem is the best rapper. Well, it's hard to argue with that. I mean, I think he's the highest selling hip hop artist of all time. Like in their prime, Tiger Woods was the best golfer. He was black. which was unheard of. Eminem was the best rapper who was white, which was unheard of. Yao Ming, if you remember him, was the most dominant basketball player in the NBA. He was Chinese. That was unheard of. I saw Nick in Sinner's chat this morning, and I caught some of that. It was I don't even know what to make of it, to be honest with you. It's I really don't. Gets crazier and crazier. But I did see it. And I didn't see that coming. I hope everybody mellows, but it's hard to say, man. Very hard to. Yeah, I heard. Sweet Soul says off topic. It's not off topic. There's no topic. Off topic. Did you know that White Boy tried to adopt Josie? The fact that he thought that he was going to be able to do that, the fact that White Boy thought that he could ever adopt anybody, being a 20,000 time felon, is beyond me. And that is how I know that he's stupid. So that, but yeah, I did know about that. Stupidest shit ever. I don't think that as are felons even allowed to adopt? I don't think they are. Are felons allowed to adopt? They can't even vote, for God's sakes. Yes, felons sometimes, but it depends heavily on the type of felony, how long ago it occurred. Certain crimes like... Well, he's got a felony for selling drugs and other shit, so no, he cannot adopt. Why would anybody think? Yeah, like you got to go through a pretty strict thing at the Humane Society just to adopt a dog. It's just... Well, I'm sorry I had to do that to you. Not a fan. Plus, his ears are too big. Yeah, I mean, and he doesn't listen very well. With that big, those ears are enormous, but yet. Dr. Gary, self-deprecation is not becoming. It's unbecoming. Well, the only reason that I think I told you guys I'm not gonna take him down. No, I could never do that to myself. Do you want me to take him down? No, I don't want to take him down. It's kind of like my life's work, But it was because of excuse me. The reason that I even got involved was... The only reason I ever even knew who he was because of Doug. It was because of Doug, and he was going to come up on Doug's panel one time. And this was, I did shows with Doug for about 3 months. until everything went to shit. And to shit it went fast and bad and sucked terribly. But I was like, I'm not gonna stay. I didn't know who he was. It was him and his wife, and they were getting ready to come up on Doug's channel, and I saw them in the back chat, and I was like, who the hell is that? And he's like, dude, I'm gonna have these people come up, and I was like, I don't even know who they are. I don't really. So I was like looking, and he was like sweating and shit, like looking all greasy. It's like, who the frig is that? And I just dropped off. I just left. And ever since then, he had a major problem with me. Major problem with me. I was like, he's like, dude, you left because he thought that, he thinks he's better than me. I didn't say anything like that. I just said, I don't know. I didn't know him, and I didn't want to be, Doug is an old YouTube creator who went the way of the cuckoo's nest. And, God, it's bugging the shit out of me too. I mean, I could show you who Doug is if you want. He was True Crime. Here, I'll show you. God, dude, they're never like. The fact that this shit shows up still.
Great friend came out.
God, this was my first 3 months on YouTube, I think. And then I found out that he was a First Amendment auditor at one point, and I had no idea.
The 4 other people.
Look at me, looking like Elton John.
You tried to contact him 3 days ago, and you tried to
Bye, Alicia.
contact him recently before that too, right? So you've still been trying to contact him after you know the fact that he's done this. And I'm saying, as a survivor, and you say you're a survivor.
No. You say contact him. I was just telling him to.
Oh my God, that's Prayer Gardens, who just had a baby.
Please clear Hunter's name.
That's contacting him.
And why does Hunter have to be bullied about this? Why does Hunter have to be picked on about this? Why does Hunter have to keep being brought up in
why is that your responsibility
in these conversations? Well, everybody's looking,
what kind of I want to know what kind of power you have.
Why are we damaging another kid? Why are we damaging this young man, this young boy that has a whole life ahead of him that's going to follow him?
How do you know that he hasn't done something?
Yeah, we don't know that Hunter doesn't have anything to do with this.
Yes.
Hold on.
So now you're defending a suspect again. Everybody is
No.
still suspect.
No.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
No, Donald cleared Hunter. Donald's the one.
Don's a fucking liar. I'll put $1 in.
Wait, hold on. You just said yourself that Don lies, right?
When Donald says, okay, put it this way, the yellow car, I called him. The police had been at his house that day. Matter of fact, they were
You
still
see,
there.
being like,
I called him on the phone.
I got a real question.
He's talking to one of the.
Yeah, because I'm not. I don't want to call anybody a liar or say anything. But was she being serious, or is she like pulling a prank or a? I mean, what is the? What is the deal here? What are those glasses? Those are my stud muffins. Now you got me wanting to wear some glasses right now. But do people believe it though? Like, I don't know, man. It's hard. I don't know what the
detectives or one of the cops or somebody out on his driveway. They're getting ready to leave. He's scared of them.
Yeah,
I'm saying this.
My name's Don Wells. That's not a lie. Well, my question is, do you have a personal relationship with Hunter? Do you know him personally? Have you? Yeah,
I'm saying this.
My name's Don Wells. That's not a lie. But my question is, do you have a personal relationship with Hunter? Do you know him personally? Have you spoken with Hunter before?
No, I seen Hunter on the speaking with Chris.
Is that your real brother? They'll say, yes, that's
something to you the way he felt about it. You interpreted it and then you co-sign it. That's what you did.
No, I co-signed nothing.
Yes, you did.
I co-signed nothing. Like I said, I assumed that Donald was.
You think that she's being straight? Like you think that she had a baby? I don't know. I don't know, man.
No, like he said, one of them was 8 or 9.
You don't think that she had a baby?
The other one, 10, 11. That's not a big age difference, and it's not like unheard of that kids that age try to be boyfriend and girlfriend.
Okay. I'm going to explain something to you. Number one is that
the
no, just turn off your.
I'm
and
trash somebody like you, Prayer Gardens. I'm just here to bring like, hey, that's what was sent to me, and now he told me not you. And so if I said it was you, I'm just clearing the air. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Then why did he send that?
The same reason they're lying about me saying anything else. Donald can't tell the truth about the fact that we were nothing but friends, and he knows.
Although I did hear Dolly asking if Don Wells was the father of the baby, which is disgusting in every single way. But yeah, that was Doug. That was, I don't know. I think we got off track there a little bit, but what was I? Oh yeah. So Doug had a white boy one time, or he was going to have white boy up. And like I said, I saw him backstage. I could see at the bottom. And I was like, who the hell is this? And he was like all fidgety and sweaty and he just seemed weird, and I didn't know who he was. So I was like, well, I'm not going to stay. And when I dropped off, he got pissed. He felt disrespected by me, or at least that's what he said. Is that Gwen? Wait a minute. Excuse me. Hold on. Hi, Gwen. Hi, Gwen. I ruined Doug's YouTube career personally, to be honest with you. Intentionally, too. I mean, I ended it. He helped, but I was the catalyst. I was the catalyst, and I was the one that made him go by, because the night that I walked away from his show because of the psychotic shit that he was saying up there, 2/3 of the audience, if not more, left with me that day. They left with me. A lot of you left with me that day. And a lot of you did. And like I said, I did a live the very next day. And he was begging me to not do it. And I did it anyway. Because he was just like, he went psychotic. Like, he went crazy. Like, he just lost his friggin' mind. And I had no idea, about who he was. I had no idea who he was and what he had, been up to. And that was my fault. That wasn't, I'm not putting that on anybody else. And he caused me a lot of crap, I mean, yeah. So I don't know. Some of you may or may not know who Ziggy was, but she's a creator here on YouTube that was a part of the Summer Wells case, and we were all sort of friendly. And one night she was in the chat, and I think Doug was mad that she went live. Doug was mad that she went live while he was live, and I was there. And then she came into I think that was what would happen. I can't specifically remember the full reason, but she was in the chat, and then she was a member of his channel, and I'm just gonna quote to you what he said from what I remember, but he said to her, "Oh, you think that I care that you're a member with your 99-cent membership, you cheap bitch," or something just like that. And then he called her the C word and said, "Get the F out of my chat." And I mean, he was unhinged. Absolutely unhinged. And I just sat back in my chair and was like, what the hell just happened? I could not believe it. And as soon as that happened, in my mind, I thought, well, that's fine. That's fine. Completely fine. But that wasn't the point. That wasn't the point of not liking her. There's a lot of people that I don't like that I would never say anything like that to, ever. I might argue with them. I might tell them, I'm not a fan of yours. I don't think you're this, or I think you're that, but I would never say that. But as soon as he said that, as soon as that happened, I said to myself, I'm never coming back on this show again. I said that to myself. And I turned my camera off while this happened, and I left. I got down. The next day, people were mad at me because they said that I didn't stick up for her, for Ziggy. And a couple of times before that, Doug and I had gotten into a couple of arguments. And it was his show. And what he would do is he would just cut my mic off. He would cut my mic off. Like, he would just be like, look, it's my show. and would just cut me off. So I said there was nothing that I could have done. There was nothing that I could have said. He would have done the same thing. He would have cut me off. He would have either kicked me out or whatever, but I wasn't going to be muted by him. I wasn't going to be kicked off by him. I was going to mute myself and I was going to leave myself on my terms, not his. I didn't say a word. I just said, I'm out of here. Like in my mind, I was like, I'm out of here. I turned my camera off. There were a few times where I had to do that, but this was the final time. And I turned my camera off and I exited stage left. And then the next day I addressed it. There were people that were there were people that said that I think overwhelmingly people understood what I did, but I don't think that they understood, most people understood I did what I did, but there were some people that said, well, why didn't you stick up for her? And I did the next day. I absolutely stuck up for her. And I would stick up for anybody that would be abused like that. Ziggy may have been a lot of things, and a lot of people may have not liked her or don't like her still or whatever. She didn't deserve that. She absolutely did not deserve that. She didn't come in there going, you mother effer this and you mother effer that. And by the way, I still wouldn't have been happy with that situation if he would have still turned it around like that. But she didn't deserve that. She didn't do anything to deserve that. And she was humiliated, you know. She was humiliated, and I had to overcome that situation. I didn't think I was going to survive it. I didn't think that I would be able to form a show anymore, but I did. I somehow, some way, you know. And even McDonough was on his show a couple of times, but you know, we all try and forget that. But I was the one that was there that night, and I was shocked. I didn't see that happening, and to be quite frank, I thought that they were sort of friends in the sense of, you know, just sort of allies, at least in the YouTube aspect of it. I thought that was kind of established, and just because I think she went live or something, my memory fails me because it's been it's been 4 years, maybe longer, 4.5 years. It's been a long time. I think that was around Christmas time when this happened in 2000. I think Summer had only been, because it was, Summer went missing in June, and I think this was around November or December of that year. So 2021. So 4.5 years. I don't know how he is. I haven't talked to him, but after that, we still had our little problems. I mean, he would text me one time he texted me from a burner phone. For about 1.5 years, he didn't even address me. He wouldn't even say my name. He didn't want to, because there were still people that would watch him that still liked me. And at one point I just said, look, I don't even want anybody that watches him to watch me anymore. I just don't want anything to do with him. And he messaged me he messaged me one night, and I don't know. I don't even know if I've told this to people before, but it was just so like, this is how foul this guy is. He said, it's hard for me to say it out loud because it's so foul. You know, it's not like I'm not hurt by it, but it's just like a hard thing to say. But it referenced my mother being killed. And it was a terrible thing to say. And right then and there, after that happened, I vowed to just step on his throat every single chance that I got. Every single chance that I got. And I did. It was, I remember it was like 2 a.m. He messaged me that. He's a crazy fuck. It's a crazy person. Yeah, I did. But I just remember that, I was my goal was to, even if it cost me my channel or my channels, I was gonna go after him. And to be honest with you, I used this channel a lot to do it. And I did many times, many times. And, I just chipped away at him every second. And I remember I would tell people, especially after that happened, I said, and I let people know that he did that. And I said, if you're aware that this has happened and you're still over there with him, you're not welcome here, because I don't want to associate with people who look past that sort of behavior. I took it very personal. My feelings weren't hurt because of what a shitbag that he was. So my feelings weren't hurt by that, but what it was just personal, where I said, there's no way that I want anybody in my circle that would look past that kind of behavior. And by the way, I'm not the only person that he attacked. He attacked lots and lots and lots of people. Viciously, brutally, disgusting behavior. I wasn't the only one. He would just say the worst stuff about people that he, that he could think up. And when he did that, I made sure everybody knew that he was a deadbeat father, that he was that he had Nazi tattoos, that he went to prison for gun charges. Of course, he attacked Chris too. Absolutely, he did. They went to jail for gun charges. That he had domestic violence on his record. And that the state had made him move into a house because he kept getting ticketed for being homeless. He was getting I can't remember, but basically told him, if you don't get a place and pay the rent, they put him in some sort of like housing project, and told him that if he didn't pay the rent and stay in his place, that he would have to go. He would go back to jail. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I do remember you. Yeah, then he would always want to fight people. And then he started just calling me like racist names, like Burrito Boy. I don't know if anybody remembers that. Once again, I wasn't offended by that. I actually kind of thought it was funny because it wasn't actually funny, and it was just a lame attempt. And I did like burritos. I still do, actually. Very much. I mean, I had one. Well, I've had a taco. No, God, tacos sound good. Son of a gun. But yeah, and I like I said, this channel was a vessel for that. But yeah, he would call me Burrito Boy, and yes, he did. He certainly did. He lived in a van, and he used to call it his vantion. He said he lied to me and said he did it on purpose so he could save a bunch of money. But that was a crock of shit too. Everything that he said was a crock of shit. One time, this was the second. Actually, this was the night that Ziggy, the whole Ziggy thing happened, and it put me in like a really weird place. Before that show started, but we were about to go live within seconds, and his dog, I can't even remember what his dog's name was. It was like Winston was his name. Winston was doing something, and he was getting into something, and he turned around to Winston and said, "What are you doing, you effing N-word?" And I was like, that was the first time I had heard him say that, anything like that. He's like, "All right, we're going live." And like, I wanted to leave right then, and I didn't. And I was like, and I was gonna talk to him about it after the show was over. I was gonna talk to him about it after the show was over and go like, you know, why, you know, I was gonna say, why did you say it? I don't know, man. I didn't know what I was gonna do. It was it was crazy. But he said that he didn't say that on the air. He said that off the air, obviously. But I just couldn't believe it. And then, like 20 minutes into the show, the whole thing when Ziggy went down, and I was like, "Wow, this whole situation is insane." And it was very, very insane. That being said, we had some fun times. We had some really great shows. Some funny shows. But, you know, after I left, most people would say to me, they'd say, the only reason I ever watched that show was because of you. And when you left, I left. And, you know, we made it 3 months. 3 long months. It was, and then you just look back, and I even felt, I just really felt bad about it. But I tell you what, one of the funniest nights though was, and I'll never forget it because I'll never get it out of my head. Maybe some of you saw this, but there was one night when he was so stupid that like he would just do stuff when I would tell him to, like, oh yeah, you should do this, or, you know, you should jump on your bed and, you know, try and do a, you know, shit like that. And I remember telling him, I go, you should take that he had a permanent marker. And I said, you should take that marker and go black like some of your teeth out with it. And he did. And then he started spraying Raid. Like he was pretending like he would hold the Raid. I don't know how he didn't get sick still, but he would hold the Raid just off to the side and spray the Raid. It looked like it was going into his mouth, and he kept doing it. And I was like, God, dude, that whole room that's just like he's living in the valley in some housing project, blacking out his teeth and spraying Raid into his mouth area, but it wasn't actually going into his mouth. It was so funny, man. And I was like, dude, do that again. And he kept doing it. And then the next day, he like woke up. He's like, dude, I don't feel good. I don't feel so good. It's like, yeah, dude, you were spraying Raid in your house the whole night. Like you're spraying it like 6 inches away from your face. Oh, that was hilarious, man. I was dying laughing. I don't feel so good. Yeah, no shit, dum. Nobody would feel good after they were spraying Raid all night. God, that was funny though. I got to be honest. That I enjoyed. Remember the Cash Gurnan incident when him and BK couldn't pay for a pizza between the two of them? After the fact, I remember, like, I wasn't around then, but I saw the video of it after. It was very interesting. That Cash Gurnan case was sad, but I do remember that. Yeah, I think they were getting like a $5 pizza or something, but that wasn't Benny's fault. That was Doug's fault. And you know what? Benny used to say, dude, because he was friends with Doug before I was. And I thought that it was just sour grapes. And I'm sure some of it was, but I mean, he was genuinely a terrible person. So, but I do remember that Cash Gurnan situation. He did get arrested. Yeah, the Cal City boys. He got arrested because he was going to the neighbor's house. Doug would go to the neighbor's house when Orson and Orrin West, was that their names? Classic and Sincere. God, the West boys, right? I think that's anyway. Yeah, the West boys. And God, they're so cute. But that happened down in like Bakersfield area, I believe, Cal City. And Doug took it upon himself to go to the neighborhood and pretend to search. And he was going to like neighbors' houses and like going like, where the boys were. Matter of fact, that might still be on here somewhere. Let me check. Stop sharing. On here. But he would go there and be like, where are the boys? Where are the boys? And then people. Let me see if I can. Here, hold on.
Boys in any light right now. They're toddlers,
No,
frankly.
no. What?
I'll play this for you really quick. This is from Mash Hole Mafia. I wonder if she still does stuff. I don't know if she does or not. But this will show you what kind of guy he is.
What you're doing is letting people. No. What you're doing is letting people in the chat deface an investigation that's going for 2 missing black babies. And I don't care what color they are. Hold on. Let me talk, Kate. Do you have not enough sense to let somebody talk that you have on your show? Otherwise, I'll just disconnect. I don't need to be on this show. I'm helping you out right now.
You're not. You're helping yourself.
No. I'm helping you out because all the stuff that
They're
you guys
helping.
are fabricating
She's
and
helping
making
you
up.
out.
No, making up and Desert Sentinel making up. Desert Sentinel has child molestation charges from the past, and I can help you
That
prove
is
that.
not
Hold
accurate.
on. You're gonna
So like right there, he just lies about stuff.
have people on
This is like 4 or 5 years ago.
this panel. You're gonna have people on this panel that are gonna give some shit to me, and I'm gonna give it back. I'm gonna
Nobody's
tell you,
giving you shit.
shut your mouth,
That's
Desert
past the
Sentinel. I'm
line.
not
That's
talking
too
to
far.
you.
That really
What's
looks
the
good.
Shut
case
your
number,
mouth.
Doug?
Shut your mouth.
Does it?
Case number.
Does it? Doug, I'm
I'll
genuinely.
disconnect.
When
I'll
you say
disconnect.
that Desert Sentinel has child molestation charges,
He can kiss my ass too. He docked me at the hotel where AV helped me.
I can attest to the audience that's not true.
During this hospital thing. And if you guys want to talk fraud,
That's AB.
maybe he did set this up. I don't know. I don't like AV Watchman. AV Watchman is a fraud. And I'm telling you right now, he stole money from me. And if you really
Okay.
want to get into stuff, we can get into that on a personal level, Kate.
Sure.
But we're not gonna air people's. Hold on. I'm not gonna air anybody's assets.
You're arrested the other day.
What I will tell you is if you want to talk about these boys, I will talk about these boys until we help find them or find out what happened to them. And if you don't do that, and what you're doing right now is defecating on a case where you can't give a good mass hole report, and what you're doing is making your show look like you're insensitive and you're not a person
No,
that
No, sir.
It's
Hey,
sad.
you're a boy. You're
Sad
not.
what you're
Are you
doing.
kidding me?
You
Are you
are
doing?
sad.
They're
You
two
are
little
sad
boys
what you're
who are
doing. You can't even
talking
say,
This was like way before I knew who he was.
you can't even stay on point.
Close that hit.
I didn't find any of this stuff out until after.
You can't even stay on point. You guys can only trash me enough to where you can't go any further.
But you are not these boys, Doug. You are Doug Hutton. You are Doug
Yeah,
Hutton.
I'm Doug Hutton helping find what happened to these boys if I can, or give some
No,
stuff
yes,
I can do.
yes.
I can. I'm not saying I'm a cop or anything else. I'm saying that I'm somebody on feet on the ground who's trying to find these boys and who are
If he's not
passionate.
talking,
I'm
he's
a
not going to let
passionate
anybody
person
talk.
about finding some kids that are missing right now. And if
Okay,
you want to
okay.
judge people, hold on. Let me talk, Kate, or I'll disconnect.
See? He
I'm
just
a
wants to be heard. That's it. He just
You
wants to be
can't
heard.
let me
He won't
talk.
let
You
any of
really
us
can't
talk.
let anybody talk.
I know
This
what
is
I
a
want
really
you to
sad
say.
thing.
talking the whole time.
What you guys are doing are backing people who are involved in this case.
Chats, dear God. Thank you. The floor to the idea.
You are the one who can't stay with Turtle Boy and then has to leave and go somewhere else because you can't make it yourself. I get it. It's okay, Kate.
I think
It's
that
not a
it's
big deal. It's not a big deal. Hey, you're a good face. You're a good face, and you're a good help with people who want to come and watch. But you're not a good person who's putting out good things, and you're going to have to sleep with that when you lay your head on the pillow at night. And I
know Doug thinks he's God, right?
You have not
I hope
answered.
God reaches out to you and everybody else because I'm done with this. You guys can't do it. You can't even do an interview properly. That just shows that you have all that equipment.
You hit him? All right, Doug. How many
You can't even.
organized chats, dear God. Thank you. How many official organized searches have you?
Anyway, so like that's just how he was. He was an absolute psychopath. But that wasn't what I was looking for. Where was they had a whole news article about it. Oh yeah, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Check this out. Once again, knew nothing about this. But that's my fault.
We are back now with our 17 follow-up file. It has been 77.
Let's see. I followed you and Doug when we first got to YouTube shortly after someone went missing. You guys had a fun show. Then he changed. He got awkward and gross. I never went back to his channel after that. Yeah. I heard that. Unfortunately, I heard that a lot.
7 days now since
it got weird.
Warren and Orson West were reported missing from their home in California City. There's been a lot of rumors and some misinformation surrounding this investigation. 17's Perla Shaheen is in studio tonight with what police have to say. Perla?
Well, Jim, this case has caused a lot of infighting between members of the public.
Massel is quite possibly about to be federally charged for collusion with Norfolk DA against Turtle Boy. I've heard something about that.
Who feel deeply connected to the boys. This civil war has caused the spread of many rumors online.
This is
that sometimes are harmless, but not always. Today marks 2.5 months since 3-year-old Orson and 4-year-old Orrin West were reported missing.
The facts of the case are still going forward. The boys have not been located, and there has been no arrests made.
Bakersfield Police Department is now the lead agency on the case. Around 50 officers and FBI agents searched for evidence in a dirt lot near the Casa Loma apartments on Saturday. But they've given no information on developments in the investigation.
On a daily basis, there's case movement, there's interviews that occur, there's items of evidence that are searched.
This leaves time for the public to speculate, and that speculation results in online arguments and finger pointing.
I get it. These guys believe that they're trying to make a difference and they're trying to help us out. But it appears to me that they're just fighting with each other.
One YouTuber, Doug Hutton, accused the neighbor of the adoptive parents in California City of being connected to the boys' disappearance. That neighbor then put pictures of Hutton all over the adoptive parents' house, along with a banner asking Doug Hutton, "Where are the boys?"
Yeah, so that
On Friday, Hutton saw the postings and took them down.
Then he went to the neighbor's house, was walking around at the neighbor's house. One of the people who lives in that house showed up. They had a confrontation in the street. We responded and had to deal with the confrontation. And he ended up going to jail because he had some outstanding misdemeanor warrants.
of course he did.
Police say Hutton was then cited and released.
Now I have to use my resources to respond to these incidents and deal with these incidents when that, again, is taking focus away from the actual investigation.
No, the boys were never found, but the adoptive parents were, I believe, found guilty of murder on one of the boys. I don't remember. I don't know how that happened, by the way. I still baffled. And they were hung jury or something on the other one. I have no idea how something like that would happen.
Anyone with information is asked to call the secret witness line at 661-322-4040. Perla Shaheen, 17.
Lulu was around for the Doug Hutton days. The good old Doug Hutton days. Yeah. Brenda, you were there too, weren't you? Good times. Good times. I think excuse me, I think Lulu was he was an ass to a lot of people. He was an ass to a lot of people, unfortunately. Guy was a crazy bastard. I'm sure he did at some point. And I think I kind of remember it, but oh, you didn't? I'm sorry. I thought you were a mod. From what I understand, that he has not got any help. And that trend continues to this day. it, you know, I don't wish ill upon anybody. And not even him. He was a bit of an addict. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. Lulu is like one of the best. She's OG. Yeah, that would be a no-no. That's an absolute no-no. He didn't like when people would do stuff like that at all. At all. All right, guys. What is it? Midnight? Yeah, it's midnight here, and I'm out of here. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it very much. And please hit that like button if you are so inclined. If not, let me see here. Look at that, 120 likes. We did have some fun, yes. There's no doubt. There were some good times. But those started to fade quite fast, unfortunately. And never got it back. Gym tomorrow. That's right. I'm working out tomorrow. I got in my 3.5 miles today, and I lifted. So get it in. All right, guys. I'm out of here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lab After Dark.
Good to see you.
Shortly.
Good to see you guys. What? Lori! I understand. Was it any good, Banana Fresh? By the way, make sure to hit that notification bell on the lab. I think Holly and Miss Kelsey have run the link there, but hit that notification bell. That way you're notified when we do the show tomorrow with Dr. Gary and Jordan. Should be very good. Should be very interesting. Putting apple in it is good. Like I said, tomorrow will be a very interesting show. You guys have a good night. Shout out to White Boy. Whose ears are bigger? I have no idea. Dude, look at him, dude. Headlights on. Dude, he's running around with his tits out, just looking disgusting. Yeah, boys away. Poke an eye out, bro.
Suck 'em up. Wow, that's awesome. Lab After Dark is starting soon.
Right.
The lab is my boss.
Right.
I forgot to set our fucking goal for our 50 goal or whatever, but it starts out at $1, okay? Just like it did last time. So if we did 50 of them for $1, that's $50. So,
Dude
Josh.
looks like a lady, da da da. Dude looks like a lady, da da da. Dude looks like a lady.
Or whatever, you know.
Andrew the Giant.
Straight to the dome and straight to the throat.
What's the point in causing any trouble with each other?
Lab After Dark.